Hello, and welcome to another Decisions training video. Today we are going to be covering how to use the getPage variable and setPage variable steps in order to create more dynamic dashboards in Decisions. So, in my environment, I have created two separate dashboards that are going to serve two different purposes, and I'll show you how they were built utilizing these steps. So the first one is going to be a list of contracts for particular companies. Here we have the company name, the point of contact's email, and the price of the contract. Now, we can apply filters to this that would allow us to specify which particular contracts we want to work with. Or if we only want contracts that have a particular dollar value, we can specify that right here and apply the filter here. We can clear filters in order to reset the filters we have here and apply new ones. The way that this is done is through the set page variable steps. So let me show you what this looks like on the back end. I have three flow run parts. Each of them displays a form to the user. So if I go into the first one, you'll notice that we have a set page variable step. What this does is it allows you to specify a page variable that will be in the URL of your decisions dashboard. And you can set that to any particular value, either from a flow or a constant emerge text, however you'd like to set it. You have all the default input options. After that, we are sending a folder change event so that the dashboard updates. This is the folder that houses the page of our dashboard. Okay? So with this, we can set this email address to whatever the specified email is out of this form. And what the report does is it has a filter that checks for that email address. The filter name must be identical to the page variable name so that this functionality can work. You'll see there's a contract filter here as well. That's for our other flow run part, which is doing the exact same thing, except it is specifying the contract filter and it's a different data type. So the contract price is a decimal. When you are setting this up, you have the option to set what data type is expected in the page variable. And then our last flow run part is the part that clears the filters. And this does the exact same thing. All it is doing, it is taking each page variable and it is setting the input to null, therefore clearing it. So that is how you utilize the set page variable step in Decisions. You can use it to filter other controls outside of just the flow run parts, such as other reports, pie charts, any sort of charts you may have up here, or different data you're displaying in other ways on the page. So let's go over a different kind of dashboard. This one is a list of different chefs that are called upon for different services. The chef will be called upon for a particular recipe. The cost is specified, and then they have a requested on date when they have to get that recipe out. And then here is a tracker of whether that request was fulfilled already or not. If I were to click on a chef in this report, you'll see in the tile data up here that it is going to update dynamically with both that chef's name and the total count of recipes that this chef has handled. You may also notice the pie chart on the right is changing as well, showing how many of each recipe the chef is working on, depending on whichever chef I select. So the way that this page works is by the get page variable step. And I'll show you what that looks like on the back end now. So on this page, I have two simple tiles. I have a pie chart page control and I have a report viewer page control. Let's go into this part first. So here I have my data source and I have all of my data fields on display. However, for the chef data field, I have chosen to send the data as a filter change source. And what this does is it's going to put this chef parameter into the decisions URL. So when that happens, it allows me to fetch that parameter inside of the URL within this particular flow here. So in the get page variable, I have specified the variable name to be chef, and I'm expecting it to be of the type string. this will pass out the page data for that particular variable. So whichever chef is selected, it should pass out that chef's name here. Here, I am fetching entities and filtering by the assigned chef being that passed out chef, the one I clicked on. And then here I am passing in both the chef's name and the count of how many results come back or how many recipes have been assigned to that chef. And that is how this gets updated. This one over here is not using either of those steps. All I am doing is sending the filter change source from the other report and using some parent-child reporting here, where the chef filter is applied and the value is set to chef. It gets the values on the other report. All I have to do is make sure the filter name is the same as the filter change data source value that I put into the other report. So these are filtering on two different levels. This one's being filtered by the filter change. This one's being filtered by the URL parameter that gets set when you're sending out that data as a filter change. And this one is not being filtered on anything. This is just the total count of the recipes that have been created in the data type. And when that's all combined, you get a better user experience with the ability of the get page variable and set page variable steps. You can create more dynamic dashboards for your end users to work with in your decisions environment. Thank you very much for watching. Hope this helped.